Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got a really specific story today. We're analyzing a whole stack of sources detailing this incredibly dramatic relationship breakup.
Yeah, it's quite the situation. It all centers around a family vacation tradition that, well, turned out to be something else entirely.
Exactly. So, the core story. We have a 37-year-old man 5 years into a relationship with his 32-year-old girlfriend, Amelia. A relationship that just shattered.
Right, shattered when he discovered what seems like some deep-seated manipulation, even cheating, all hidden behind this supposedly innocent annual family trip.
And our mission today is really to unpack all those layers of secrecy. We need to understand the dynamics of exclusion here, why he was kept out.
And analyze the fallout, because there's family loyalty, infidelity, and then this really precise financial revenge plot. It's quite something.
The absolute key tension for me, and probably for you listening, is this. How does a guy 5 years in get treated like a total stranger,
Mm.
while an ex-boyfriend, or at least his family, seems to still be right there in the inner circle? It just doesn't add up.
It really doesn't on the surface. Let's dig into that 5-year freeze-out first.
Okay, so the relationship history. 5 years together, they'd been living together for four of those.
Yeah, and the sources highlight his commitment early on. He actually changed jobs because his company had rules about colleagues dating.
That's a big step. That shows he was serious from pretty early on.
Absolutely, serious commitment. But then there's this family tradition, this annual trip.
Ah, yes, the trip. What was the specific rule again?
Every year, Amelia's immediate family, her two brothers, her parents, they go away for a week. And the hard rule was no boyfriends or girlfriends allowed, period.
Okay. And the family really prioritized this.
Apparently so. The sources mentioned the father wasn't particularly wealthy, but he made sure this trip happened every single year. It was like sacred to them.
So fast forward 5 years, he's part of her life, they live together, he decides to, test the water.
Right. At her parents' anniversary party, he just casually asks if maybe this year he could join the trip.
And the reaction.
Immediate shutdown. Unanimous rejection from the whole family. Crushing.
What was their reasoning? I mean, after 5 years.
Well, this is where it gets, frankly, insulting. The father apparently said, "You two haven't made it official yet."
Official? What does that even mean? Marriage.
Seems like it. And then he added this weirdly detached comment like, relationships don't last long nowadays. We don't want to get invested.
Invested. After 5 years together, that's just
That's
dismissive.
completely. And Amelia, she just echoed it. This trip is only for family. You're not part of it yet. No defense, nothing.
Wow. So if they're so worried about relationships not lasting, how does 5 years of stability not count for anything? That sounds less like protection and more like,
Active dismissal.
yeah.
It feels like the family valued control, maybe, more than actual stability. The narrator even started feeling paranoid.
I bet he felt like an outsider.
Totally. Like he wasn't supposed to be privy to their secret mission. He even joked it felt like some kind of, cult initiation he kept failing.
Secret mission. That's chillingly accurate, as it turns out.
It really was. The boundary wasn't about protecting the family bond in general. It was clearly about protecting a specific secret within the family.
Which brings us to the hypocrisy, because the family tried to soften the blow, didn't they?
They did. They told him, oh, well, Amelia's sister's boyfriend can't come either, trying to make it seem like a consistent rule.
But he saw through that.
Immediately. He pointed out, look, the sisters' relationships never lasted more than a year.
Yeah.
Comparing that to his 5-year commitment was just insulting.
Yeah.
A deliberate downplaying of his role in Amelia's life.
It wasn't an equal comparison at all.
Not even close. But the real red flag, the thing that probably cemented his suspicion, was something else entirely.
What was that?
The ex-boyfriend's parents. Ryan's
Not
parents.
Ryan being the ex.
Yep. And Ryan's parents were apparently at every major family event. Birthdays, holidays, weddings, you name it. For years.
Even while Ryan himself was abroad.
For a lot of that time, yes. So the family's saying we don't want to get invested in the narrator, a 5-year partner.
But they're clearly very invested in maintaining ties with the ex's family.
Exactly. It completely blows up their whole rationale. It shows the exclusion was personal, aimed squarely at him.
So at this point, he must have realized something was deeply wrong.
Oh, yeah. He gave Amelia an ultimatum. Either he goes on the trip or they break up.
Did he actually want to go?
He admitted later, no. It wasn't about the vacation itself. It was a test. He wanted to see if she'd finally choose him, their relationship, over this weird family directive.
And her reaction.
She apparently fought him on it initially, but then eventually agreed to talk to her parents. Though, he probably suspected that wouldn't change anything.
His paranoia must have been sky high.
Right. And that's when the moment of discovery happened. Amelia's in the shower, leaves her phone.
And he picked it up.
He did. And he guessed her pattern lock.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Wow. Okay. So he gets into the phone. What did he find in that family group chat?
It confirmed everything. The mother's first reaction, texted in the chat, was pure panic. No, you have to stop him. He can't come. He'll ruin everything.
Ruin everything. Ruin what?
Exactly. Ruin the real purpose of the trip. And the father's message spelled it out. He wrote to Amelia something like, "You promised to try. Make a decision after the trip."
Try. Try what? To get back with the ex.
That's clearly the implication.
Yeah.
They weren't just having a family holiday. They were staging an intervention, trying to push her back towards Ryan.
Unbelievable. So was there concrete proof about who was going on this family-only trip?
Oh, yes. The smoking gun was the trip itinerary he found. Hotel bookings, 5 rooms.
5. Okay,
Bam.
so Paris, Amelia, her sister, who else?
1 room for Ryan, the ex, and 1 room for Ryan's parents.
No way.
Yes way. The ex and his parents were going. The whole no official partners rule was a complete lie, specifically designed to exclude the narrator while including the ex.
That is just layers upon layers of betrayal, orchestrated by the entire family.
The whole immediate family, yes.
Yeah.
And Amelia was clearly in on it.
So his reaction, did he confront her then and there?
No. And this is interesting. He just shut down emotionally, complete coldness. He decided against a big, messy confrontation.
He went for revenge instead.
Calculated financial revenge. He shifted gears completely, decided to basically itemize the relationship and demand a refund.
How did he execute that?
It was meticulous. He told Amelia he had to go away for a week-long work trip, a convenient cover.
While she was at work.
Exactly. While she was out, he packed only his absolute essentials, checked into a hotel. Then he got movers or storage, put every single other thing he owned into storage. He stripped his presence from the apartment, left it empty.
Wow. Just erased himself.
Pretty much. And the timing was impeccable.
She came back from the trip early.
Yeah, she got back on the 6th day. Now, interestingly, on day 5 of the trip, she'd started bombarding him with all these romantic texts, saying how much she loved him and missed him.
Which he ignored.
Completely ignored them. So she walks into this empty apartment, totally confused, calls him.
And he tells her.
He just told her to look on the kitchen counter.
And what was there?
The notice of demand. Not a letter, not an explanation. A formal list.
Of what? Money she owed him.
Every single penny. He'd calculated everything he'd spent on her or her share of things over 5 years. Gifts, jewelry, vacations, her portion of the rent, utilities. The sources even say, down to the damn perfume.
That is cold and incredibly detailed.
He demanded full repayment. And then the final twist of the knife. He suggested, maybe you could ask Ryan to help you.
Ouch! That's leveraging the betrayal directly against her.
And playing on her pride. He knew she saw herself as this strong, independent woman, so he framed it purely as a debt she needed to settle to maintain that image.
He removed all the emotion and just made it transactional. Did it work?
Like a charm. Apparently, after some initial tears and pleading, she realized he wasn't backing down. She took out a loan and paid back the entire amount, every cent.
She paid it all back.
The whole thing. She kind of had to save face based on how he framed it.
And what did he do with the money?
Took that repayment, the cold hard cash symbolizing the end of the relationship, and booked himself a week-long luxury trip to the Maldives.
Huh. Talk about a clean break. Financially, at least.
A very definitive statement. But the story wasn't quite over.
She confronted him again.
Yep. After he got back from his Maldives trip, she tracked him down at his office. Needed that final confrontation, I guess.
And what was her excuse? Her side of the story?
She confessed her parents had pressured her. They saw Ryan, who'd apparently come back successful, as the one that got away, the perfect match. They pushed her to give him a second chance on the trip.
Using the trip to clear her thoughts? Was that the phrase?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And she tried to minimize the cheating aspect, claimed nothing happened beyond just a kiss.
Right. Convenient.
And get this, she claimed that during the trip she realized she actually loved the narrator after all.
Okay, but wait. You said she started love bombing him with texts on day 5? Why then specifically? Was it really a sudden burst of love for him?
Not according to the sources, no. The real trigger. On that trip, she apparently saw her sister kissing Ryan.
Her sister.
Her sister. Seems like the sister saw Ryan was back and, well, available, and decided to make a move herself.
So Amelia wasn't realizing she loved the narrator. She was realizing her first option, Ryan, was now off the table.
Exactly. She lost Plan A, so she desperately scrambled back towards Plan B, the narrator who she'd kept on the hook.
That is, wow. And the justification that Sister and Ryan used.
Oh, it's perfectly twisted, using the family's own logic against Amelia. They apparently reasoned, well, Amelia and Ryan weren't officially engaged yet, so by the family's weird unspoken rules, it was okay for the sister to move in.
This family's definition of official seems incredibly flexible, depending on who benefits.
You could say that. It's a deeply toxic system they built. And the sister's own boyfriend at the time. Completely in the dark about the whole trip's purpose, Ryan being there, the kiss, everything.
So did the narrator do anything about that?
He did. As a final sort of system cleanse, he informed the sister's boyfriend about what had really gone down on the trip, Ryan's presence, the sister's actions, the whole family dynamic.
And what happened there?
The boyfriend broke up with the sister immediately. Understandably, I think. Who wants to walk into that kind of manipulation?
No kidding. So the aftermath. It's strange, isn't it? The family kind of got what they wanted, just not for Amelia.
Precisely. The sources say Amelia's sister and Ryan are now officially dating. The narrator even saw a social media post later. Ryan, the sister, the parents, all looking so happy.
And Amelia.
Conspicuously absent from that picture. It seems the family unit found its perfect match, but Amelia ended up on the outside looking in.
And the narrator's final thought on all this.
He apparently reflected that asking that one simple, casual question, can I come on the trip, was actually the best thing that ever happened to him. It ripped the bandage off the whole charade.
Led him to freedom, a trip to the Maldives, and away from, well, all of that.
A painful discovery, but ultimately liberating. It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
Which leads us to our final thought for you, the listener. When does family involvement stop being supportive concern and start becoming active manipulation? In your relationships, how much weight should family acceptance or rejection really carry, and where do you draw the line when their influence feels, well, destructive? Something to ponder.